I have two more for you. One of them is a poem from the show, and I'm apologising to Hannah because she keeps fucking hearing this every time I try and sell the show, so this one is not for her. Sorry, no. So the Selkie's been wandering through her life. She's kind of decided where she wants to head, but it's still a little bit strange for her. And she's come across a storyteller who wants to tell her a story. Frankly, the storyteller is a bit of a, transparent allegory for here's a bucket, put some fucking money in the bucket. That's how we do that. It's subtle. It's all a theatre. But yeah, so that happens. That aside, the storyteller, as plot device, tells this story. And she says, a long way away in a forest there lived a magician, and her name was Baba Yaga. And the forest was a place of, well, it was a place between the safety of the plain and the ambition of the mountaintop. And people who came across Baba Yaga would either end up guided up high or locked in her cellar forever. The correct manners are very important. And the forest was a place where people went when it was time to make a change, from youth to experience, from lost to reunited, from quick to dead. And if you could get the ravens to help you from dead to quick again, it's important to know who your real friends are. And in amongst this, hunched like a spider with her witch-wild hair and iron tooth, waited Baba Yaga in her cottage, propped on enormous chicken's feet, its back turned to you always. You're poets, you should know. It's important to know the right words to say. The correct rhyme could compel the cottage to turn, face you, bend its scaly knees, and allow you in to make your transformation. Last thing I heard, though, Baba Yaga had moved on. Someone came back down from the mountaintop to grant her wish with a bucket of water from the fountain of youth, and having made her own transformation, went on to have adventures for once. What happens to the home when the owner has moved on? I'll tell you. There's a house by the road where nobody goes. Its shingles are withered and so are its toes. It used to stride freely, its cargo to tote, now it's stuck by the roadside where nobody goes. It's seen witches and princes and desperate beaux, now dust lies in court over ragged old thrones. How it used to perambulate, no one now knows. It's a lonely old lookout where nobody goes. Little house, turn round to me, let the sun on your windows the whole world to see. The heroes would seek it, but peasants would flee. Now it camps out in scrubland and pines for the trees. I'm not even sorry. Slow clap for that one. Yes. Its mistress is long gone, which just goes to show that you shouldn't turn round on the word of heroes. Its magic ambitions are covered in mould, and all it can do now is stare at the road. She saw that old house as they northbound flew by, felt its predicament, wanted to cry that its power, no concrete, could heedlessly bind if it just changed the words it had stored in its mind. Little house, turn round to see that there's nobody stopping me, least of all me, with my mistresses gone and no princes to flee. Little self, please believe me, I'm perfectly free. There's a patch by the road where nobody goes, with a flattened out square bit and marks of huge toes. One day its old tenant creaked, rocked, groaned and rose to stride off to a future that everyone knows. Thank you.
Yeah!